Ever wondered about the story of the forbidden fruit? It's one of the most famous tales ever told. A story about beginnings, choices, and consequences. Let's journey back to the very start, to a beautiful garden called Eden. Imagine a perfect world, lush and vibrant, where everything is in harmony. In this paradise lived the first two humans, Adam and Eve. They had everything they could ever want. The garden was their home, and they were free to enjoy all its wonders. There was just one rule, one single instruction they had to follow. In the middle of the garden stood two special trees, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They were told they could eat from any tree in the garden, except for one, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They were warned that if they ate its fruit, they would surely face a profound change. For a while, everything was fine. Adam and Eve lived happily, tending to the garden and enjoying their blissful existence. But then, a clever serpent entered the scene. It approached Eve and began to plant seeds of doubt. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? It asked slyly. Eve corrected the serpent, explaining the one rule they had. But the serpent was persuasive. It told her that God knew if they ate the fruit, their eyes would be opened, and they would become like God, knowing good and evil. The fruit looked delicious, and the promise of wisdom was tempting. So Eve took a bite, then she gave some to Adam, and he ate it too. In that moment, everything changed. Their eyes were opened, but not in the way they expected. They suddenly felt shame and fear for the first time. They realized they were naked and tried to hide. When they heard God walking in the garden, they hid among the trees. But you can't hide from the creator of the garden. God called out to them, and they confessed what they had done. The consequence of their choice was clear. They could no longer stay in the Garden of Eden. They were sent out into the world, a world that would now know hardship and struggle, but also hope and redemption. This ancient story has echoed through centuries, reminding us about choices, temptation, and the complexities of human nature. It's a powerful narrative that has shaped so much of our culture and thought. Thanks for joining me on this journey back to Eden. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales from history and myth. See you in the next video.